Hi guys, it's Joy, and you guys know I've been covering Britney Spears, and she had her documentary, well, not hers, but a documentary about her called Framing Britney Spears. So this just recently came out from the New York Times Presents, and once again, this has become a big topic. Now, understand what I say, I'm about to say with a lot of respect. I really like Britney Spears, and I'm really happy that this topic has come back to light. I'm not happy that it exists, but I'm happy that it's come back to light. Because as most of us know at this point, Britney Spears is trapped in a bitter, never-ending battle with the mental health institutions, the court systems, and, from my opinion, her abusive father who controls every aspect of her life. And it's kind of a scary situation that this guy that is unhinged, that helped lessen the custody she had with her children because he did something physical to them, physical abuse, and he is an alcoholic, or he's dealt with alcoholism in his past, and it comes up on and off because we'll see videos of him going to bars and things. It's a very scary situation, but one good thing, I always try to find the silver lining in things. And a silver lining in this situation is that it is raising awareness to how people are treated in the mental health facilities, how people, when it comes to mental health issues, are treated by the court systems, and how people can end up being controlled by awful people. I also think it raises questions when it comes to women's issues, which I am very happy about. And it makes us look at Hollywood as a whole and wonder what is happening. It also gives me a chance to highlight, and I know people like to laugh at me when I talk about this, that even as of 5 or 6 years ago, the world was a very different place in the way we treated women, and the way we treated minorities, in the way that we treated people in Hollywood. Thankfully, these things are all changing, and I credit, even though I feel like it's a double-edged sword and it irritates me, I credit social media for allowing voices to rise. But Britney Spears has been a very polarizing figure throughout her career, in my opinion, in the most unfair of ways. While I can understand both sides of the situation, with people being upset because Britney was a teenager that was hypersexualized, I don't think it was her fault. And I feel like people blamed the teenager than blaming the enterprise behind her. And when Britney finally did try to speak up, that's when the media got even worse. If you guys remember, during the time she went crazy, or right before then, as people saying, shaved her head and did all the things that she did, now I see it was a breakdown because she was in constant abuse surrounding her life, whether it was Kevin Federline, her then husband, the paparazzi, her father. She was constantly around that. There's no way for her to be healthy. And that's how I tend to look at this situation now with her, and it really breaks my heart. But I also think this pulls up so many good questions, so many good things we can take away from this and from watching what she's going through. She has a very supportive fan base, as you guys know, and they have been doing this Free Britney movement. Now, there are some kind of silver linings, and one that I see, and there's been a lot of back and forth about, is her boyfriend. I don't think it's her fiance, but it's her boyfriend. His name is Sam Asghari. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So Sam is actually from Iran. He is Iranian, and when he was 12 years old, he and his family immigrated over to the United States. And he is quoted as saying, when I left, I knew I was never coming back, and I had to make a whole new life. And I don't care who you are, that's hard to do no matter what age, especially if you were 12. And then apparently he excelled at football, he excelled at certain things, and then his late teens, very early 20s, he had 3 sisters, I believe. 3 sisters, and they encouraged him to go into modeling. He went into modeling, and he's also a personal fitness trainer, and he and Britney work out together. And he met Britney on the set of one of her music videos in 2016. I believe it's Slumber Party. That's where they met. I'd show you clips, but every time I do, everything is blocked worldwide. So I'm frustrated. I wish I could show you guys more, but I'll spend all this time putting together clips and doing voiceovers and then can't use it like I did with the Justin Timberlake music video. Also, guys, if you want to know more information, I have a whole series on this. Go check out these other videos. It's going to give you a lot more insight into what's going on. But I'll tell you what, I am very happy because Britney's boyfriend has finally spoken up. He's been with her for 5 years. We know he has seen a lot We know a lot has gone on, and there is so much more that we don't know. He's speaking up, and he's speaking out about her dad. Now, before I go into what he said, I do want to kind of go over, there have been some controversies with him. Not everybody likes him. Many people think that he is using Britney or using her for a come up. And I guess the rumor was Britney found out at some point that he was actually on the payroll in terms of either watching her or personal training, and that they had issues. And apparently he won some kind of award for something. I don't even remember what it was. And Britney showed up on the red carpet for 5 seconds looking uncomfortable and left, and it didn't look good. So there's been a lot of back and forth and speculation about him. Honestly, I don't know enough about him or their relationship, and I don't think any of us do. Unless we're at them, we don't really know, right? I don't think any of us know enough to be able to really say anything. But I will say, I am very happy to hear him speaking out, because I think when we hear him speaking, we are hearing, by extension, we're hearing Britney Spears and what she thinks. Now, I could be totally wrong in my assumption, but I would assume that he is not going to say anything that's not in line with what Britney thinks and feels. And we at least know some of what she thinks and feels because we have the court documents, as you guys know. We have court documents that have said that she doesn't want her father being her conservator and that she doesn't want conservator at all. There's been back and forth with that. In some things we see, she says she's fine with conservatorship as long as it's not her father. In other ones, she says she doesn't want it. So there's a lot of weird things there. But I'm very happy because Britney Spears' boyfriend, Sam, spoke up and he has gone in on Jamie. So let's see what he has to say. So all of this I got from yahoo.com. This is a short article I just want to go over with you so you can see exactly what he said and what it means. And it says, Britney Spears' boyfriend, Sam Asghari, has released a statement amid the outrage over the new documentary, Framing Britney Spears. He says, I have always wanted nothing but the best for my better half, and will continue to support her following her dreams and creating the future she wants and deserves. Asghari told People, so I'm assuming People magazine, he said this on Tuesday, February 8th. I am thankful to all the love and support she is receiving from fans all over the world, and I'm looking forward to a normal, amazing future together. So then I have to wonder, I'm like, does that mean it looks like maybe a family and engagement are on the way? And you know what? That's just speculation, because at the end of the day, guess what? That's not. It's not my business. I just want the girl to be free and happy. People reports Asghari was moved to speak in the wake of Framing Britney Spears, the New York Times documentary, which wasn't authorized by the singer, that explores her conservatorship. The film also gives a platform to hashtag Free Britney, the fan-created movement that seeks to end Spears' conservatorship, which legally doesn't give Spears control over her own life. It's unclear if Asghari or Spears has watched the documentary yet, though it's gone completely viral on the internet and prompted several celebrities to speak out. I'll have another video about this, but we are hearing from celebrities like Iggy Azalea that, because people are going, why did nobody speak up about this? Why? And this is something I'd like to talk about at some point. Nobody spoke up because, number one, women were so brainwashed to believe that this was normal behavior. It is sad, but it is the reality. I know I was one of those people that grew up in that era, and we were meant to believe everything was our fault. As some man came and did the R word on us and assaulted us, somehow we attracted it. We did something to elicit that. And Iggy Azalea has come out saying people don't speak because when Iggy had worked with her on a music video, she had to sign an NDA. Like, they don't play around. Even if you understood that what was happening wasn't wrong, you're not allowed to talk about it, which is crazy. Britney Spears and Sam Asghari started dating in 2016 after meeting on the set of her music video for Slumber Party, the second single off her album Glory. In September 2020, Asghari jumped to Spears' defense after somebody said the singer's Instagram page was scary. Well, a lot of people, as you guys know, have been reading into different things on the Instagram page. And I can't really fault people for feeling like it's kind of concerning because people think that Britney's giving messages for help. But we've also seen in the past, and this is what I was alluding to before, that time when Britney was going crazy, people said, she was also giving hidden messages about people that control her and what's going on in the music industry. So I can't really fault people for wanting to read a lot into her Instagram page because of past actions. And he says, what's so scary about being the biggest superstar in the world, being herself, authentic, funny, and humble, without caring what others think. The family business actor wrote, according to People, "We need more people like her and less Karens." Also, Instagram installed this button that you can hit to unfollow about 10 years ago. Yes! Meanwhile, Spears wrote Asghari the sweetest birthday message in March. Now, there is more to this. More has come out about this situation. So, he says Britney Spears's, and this is another one from Yahoo, Britney Spears's long-term boyfriend, Sam Asghari, is making a rare public statement about their relationship after the new documentary has amplified the Free Britney movement. And so then it talks about, and apparently he actually curses at her father, Jamie Spears, and calls him a total D word, and that he has zero respect for him. He put this on his Instagram. So I want you guys to see this. It says, "Now, it's important for people to understand that I have zero respect for somebody trying to control our relationship and constantly throwing obstacles our way," he wrote. "In my opinion, Jamie is a total D word. I won't be going into detail because I've always respected our privacy, but at the same time, I didn't come to this country to not be able to express my freedom of opinion." Yes, good for him. Good for him. Asghari, who was born in Tehran, added a mic drop gif. And then TMZ actually wanted to confirm this, caught up with Asghari on Tuesday. He doubled down on what he said about Jamie. He says, "I'm not upset with anybody, but what I said is what I said." He calmly told the cameraman, "I think he's a D word. That's just my opinion, but I'm not going to go into details. That's it, man." Asked if he thinks he'd ever be on good terms with his girlfriend's dad, he replied, "I hope so. Once he starts treating his daughter right, then we can be on good terms." Yes. Asked about Spears' fans being upset over what they saw in the documentary, he added, "Thank you to all of the fans." And he said Britney is doing amazing, adding, "I will always have her back, and I'm glad she has somebody," because I can go on and on about this. What really bothers me is Jamie hates all the men that have come in and out, or the majority of them that have come in and out of Britney's life when it comes to dating. And I can understand him wanting to protect his daughter after what happened to Kevin. But you guys remember what happened to Kevin? Kevin, in my opinion, used and exploited Britney. I think we all knew that since day one. I mean, why else after she had 2 kids was he going around and not being at home, not helping her, and rumor has it cheating on her? But then the whole family uses Kevin to coerce to controlling Britney and her finances for the rest of her life. So you didn't like when Kevin was trying to play a game on her, so instead you said, "Hey Kevin, let's all get in on the game together and exploit her together. Let's make it a team effort." This is why I get so frustrated, and I have a hard time even trying to defend that her father had good intentions for her whatsoever. The whole thing makes me sick. So it says a rep for Jamie has not responded, that's Britney's father, to Yahoo Entertainment requests for comment. However, he has maintained throughout that he's acting in his daughter's best interests. He said in a statement in December, he says, "I love my daughter and I miss her very much. When a family member needs special care and protection, families need to step up, as I have done for the last 12 plus years, to safeguard, protect, and continue to love Britney unconditionally." Oh, you mean when you were physically abusive to her children and got less custody for her, when the whole thing was she was supposed to enter this agreement with everybody and let you just take over her life so she could eventually get the custody back? Which she never really did she? She got some, but then you got it taken away even more. This man makes, you know what, I know what it's like to have those narcissistic, I know what narcissistic abusive parents are like. And everything I have seen about what this man has done, I can't help but see it's a pattern there. And it's like, I don't care if I'm a fan of her or not. And I don't like, there's a lot of music and there are a lot of things that she's done I don't like. But there's a lot of things I do like. I like her as a person, I respect her as an artist, and I look at this situation and I see somebody really suffering and struggling. I was on that entertainment track in the entertainment business. I was a professional singer and, as a professional entertainer when I was young. And I really resonate that had my life gone differently, had I been lucky enough, that could have been me. I'm not saying it would have been, but my heart goes out to her because that is a scary situation to not only have all of your life controlled and your finances, but by somebody that is abusive and the courts are allowing. How is this being allowed? And it makes you you can't help but have blank theories. You can't help but let your mind go there. That's why I don't mind at all that people are constantly reading into her Instagram. I totally get it from people. So anyways, I love my daughter and miss her very much. When a family member needs special care and protection, families need to step up, as I've done for the last 12 plus years, to safeguard, protect, and continue to love Britney unconditionally. I have and will continue to provide unwavering love and fierce protection against those with self-serving interest and those who seek to harm her and my family. Says the same man that teamed up with Kevin Federline to take over her life and her finances. Get out. Get out. That's my opinion on it. Get out. Don't act like you really care about her best interest. And look, I'm not saying he doesn't care at all, right? I come from family members who are kind of similar, and maybe I'm attaching my own situations onto other situations. As YouTubers and as viewers, we can do that, right? I don't know, but when I look at this, it just screams BS to me. It just absolutely screams BS, and I don't like it. These are the first comments from the family business actor on the topic of Baby One More Time's singer conservatorship, which is the focus of the New York Times Presents documentary Framing Britney Spears. The film, which airs on FX and FX on Hulu. So guys, I found this on Hulu, so you can look up Framing Britney Spears. Or actually, just so you know, if you haven't watched it, I had to look it up by the New York Times Presents, because it took me a little bit to find it. And it looks at the mistreatment of the pop star that was faced by the media amid her stardom they call it the aughts. I always think that's funny. On the aughts, culminating her public breakdown in 2018 that year, in 28. That year, she was placed in a conservatorship reserved for incapacitated individuals overseen by her father, and she has been trying to oust him as a co-conservator of her business since last year. While Spears is reportedly is aware of the documentary, which makes sense, as presumably gave Asghari a green light to issue a statement, but she's not watched it. And that's the thing. If Sam is speaking, you got to know that Britney has probably okayed it, because Sam doesn't say much. And I don't think he's going to say much or do anything that's going to hurt her unless it's something that she has asked him to do or she's aware. And then it says, she's always made aware of any important new releases that pertain to her life and career, and this was no different, a source told Entertainment Tonight. She hasn't seen the documentary because she never likes to focus on what others say about herself. I don't blame her. It's so funny. You have two different types of entertainers and YouTubers. You have some YouTubers that will watch all the horrible videos about them. They consume it. And then you have others that don't. I fall in that category unless there's a reason to. I don't, because I don't need people's judgments and opinions of me when I know what my truth is. Now, if there's some big reason for it, I'll skim it, or I'll ask somebody that I know, do you mind looking over this for me and just telling me what this is about? But otherwise, I don't need the poison. I don't need people's poison of stuff they don't really know about. So no, I'm not trying to compare myself to her. I'm just, because it's not at all the case, but I totally feel where she's coming from here. Page 6 also spoke with a source who said Spears is allowed to watch it, meaning there was no restriction per her conservatorship, which is good because that was a question that I had. But she's chosen not to watch it because she's fed up with the conservatorship. She feels there's a hole missing in her life because of the conservatorship, and that she won't be able to live a normal life until that's over. She knows it's a battle for her whole life now. Guys, this even goes as far as the allegations and the rumors are that Britney can't get married and can't have kids. She would love to expand her family and is not being allowed to, which really sucks because, and I can, again, something I can feel because Britney and I are right around in the same age group. She's getting older, and the older you get, the more difficult it can be to have children. And for some women, it becomes too late. I am starting to be in that category. I'm at peace with it because the life that I've lived, my situation and my health, it is not a safe situation for me. But for Britney, she seems to be able to be okay and fine to do it. And it makes me really sad that if that's something she wants, that it's possible that that's not allowed. And, this is speculation. These are rumors. I'm not saying it's true. But if I had to pick one side versus the other, I would say, knowing her father, it makes sense. The hashtag Free Britney movement, driven by fans to release her from the conservatorship, is a central part of the documentary, while Spears herself has rarely acknowledged the conservatorship, which allows a team, also including business co-conservator Besserman Trust, a financial company, and conservator of her person, Jody Montgomery, to oversee her finances, make business deals for her, control who visits her home, can access her medical records, and communicate with her doctors, among other things. She did in September, through a legal filing by her court-appointed attorney, Samuel D. Ingham III, when she thanked fans for calling attention to her case. At this point in her life, when she is trying to regain some measure of personal autonomy, Britney welcomes and appreciates the informed support from her many fans, Ingham wrote. In November, Ingham said in court that Spears is afraid of her dad, and they have no viable working relationship and have not spoken in a long time. He also said she will not perform again if her father is in charge of her career. Since the release of the doc, many celebrities have joined the cry to free Britney, including Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler, Andy Cohen. It's funny because Bette Midler also criticized her in the past. Bette Midler jumped on that anti-Britney train. Bette is one, I have respect for her, but she also really bothers me in many ways because I've seen a lot of hypocrisy. But then again, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of the older boomer actresses, no disrespect to my boomers. Hi, y'all. Hi. It's not a disrespect to you. But a lot of them they would act like these liberals and these faux feminists and then would completely just be horrific to people like Britney Spears. That's the kind of stuff I didn't like. I know the women baby boomers did a lot for women in their generation, and I'm grateful, but they also failed us in many ways too. At the same time, I guess you can't have a whole generation change every single thing. I'm glad for the steps they took. I'm just saying, I think a lot of how you'll hear this, they've treated Britney Spears as wrong. There's only one person I think I might be able to give, I've gone back and forth and give more credit to, and that's Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne is one of the celebrities that's come out and said Diane Sawyer, which I have a video coming out about this, owes an apology to Britney Spears on how awful Britney was treated. And hey, 1,000% I completely agree. And a part of me was like, Sharon, you actually managed Ozzy. You managed your children. You've been in this business. You saw it happen. Why didn't you say anything? But here's the thing. I went back and looked, and I never saw Sharon say a negative word about Britney. In fact, I only saw her say positive things when everybody else was crapping on her because I went and did my due diligence. I might put this in a video. I don't know. I've kind of been toying with the idea. But the other thing, guys, is that Sharon and many other celebrities could have, I think they were just, especially the women, we were just as brainwashed to believe treating women like this was totally okay. But so I don't necessarily fault somebody like Sharon in the sense of I don't think she might have fully understood, or that maybe she herself was a woman that thought on some level in this business that this behavior was okay, in the sense of this is just how the business is run and we're all changing. But there are so many people like Bette Midler that I see this double-edged sword with, where you were absolutely horrible to her. Bette, where's your apology to her? Where was your apology for blaming Britney for the fact that she was hypersexualized as a teenager by the conglomerate? It wasn't Britney's fault. She was a teen. So, but I'm not trying to go hard on anybody either, because I think as women, we've all been gaslit and brainwashed, and we're all waking up. We're waking up to what's been done to us, because this wasn't just about Britney, guys. This is how people treated women as a whole. And women in many ways are still treated this way. So, it says, since the release of the doc, celebrities have spoken out about the mistreatment. And it says, and viewers have called for many featured in the documentary to apologize to Spears for past mistreatment of her, including, yes, ex-boyfriend Justin Timberlake, which I have a video on, as well as Matt Lauer and Diane Sawyers for shaming interviews. Those videos are coming. Spears, who has 2 sons with ex-Kevin Federline, has been dating Asghari since soon after meeting on the set of Slumber Party video in 2016. They frequently share photos with one another on social media, including vacations and workout sessions. So, that is where we are at so far with Britney. I will sum it up by saying, I don't know much about Sam, other than what I've told you and the rumors that I've heard. What I will say is he seems, from my perspective, to have always been polite and respectful of Britney and her privacy, and he has always kept quiet. I think he's kept quiet because that's what he has been instructed to do, not just by the people that control her, but Britney herself. And I'm very happy to see him come forward and speak on behalf of his lady. So to Sam, if you are really out there and you are protecting Britney, I think everyone appreciates you, because I think she needs all the support and help and good people around her she can get. And even though having the fan support is great, and fans are great, so I'm not knocking fans, I can only tell you from the most minor of perspectives, being in a situation similar to hers being on YouTube, again, it does not compare at all. But as much as you can appreciate the fan support, you still need the support of good people around you and a good team around you. And it can be very scary to try to take outside people like a fan and make that support. In fact, I did that my first round on YouTube, not realizing what I was doing, and it was a disaster. I didn't understand what I was doing. So I'm really happy she's got fan support, which is so important. And not only that, hopefully she's got good people around her. I also hope, because there's been back and forth on this too, I hope her sister, Jamie Lynn, is there for her, because we've heard her brother speak, and her brother will speak and he'll say some good things, but then he'll say some kind of misogynistic and crappy things too. So I don't really know what to think there. Her mother seems to be on her side. I don't know how. Why didn't they make the mom the conservator? That's a question that I have in this. Why did they make the abusive alcoholic father the conservator? Unless there's some real dark web stuff going on and some undertones that there are people who are profiting who can just pay off judges and other people. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying all of this stuff I feel like naturally leads to questions because things don't make sense. And when things don't make sense, I question. And I think most people do because that's a sign of intelligence in my opinion. But I'm not going to sit here and say what one thing is or isn't one way or another. I'm just saying looks weird. Okay guys, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, like the video to show support. Also, if you're new, subscribe and hit that notification button so you can know when I upload different things and what is happening. Also, make a comment. Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear guys' perspective. Is there something I'm missing? Do you think I'm spot on? Are you happy he's speaking up? I'm thrilled. I'm happy about this. And guys, please share this content with people you think might enjoy it or might get something good out of it. I'd love to reach as many people as possible. And otherwise, I'm going to go and end this video and get stuff ready for you guys to continue. Take care, guys. Lots of love to everybody and blessings to all of you. Stay safe. Focus on your health. I'm giving you hugs, kisses, and I will see you soon and keep you updated. Thank you for the support on all these videos. I would love to continue to commentate further on public figures like this. So if you like this type of thing, let me know. Okay, see you soon. Bye, guys.